Hello, welcome to the 6th day of October 2022. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation video. I do this each and every morning shortly after waking up. It's 4:20 a.m. right now, and I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, and to see how I'm doing applying those to the everyday. First, last night and yesterday. I slept pretty good last night, although I was up on and off. Fitful sleep is what they call it, I believe. That's the term. I think it's because I'm in the thick of it with my big project going live tomorrow. Lots of activity going on. Really hard, tough days, tough week. In fact, tomorrow's my day off, but I'm going to be working it too. I'm going to work it in order to get us through the across the finish line. Have to, of course. That's my job. Otherwise, solid day of work. No real chances for any distractions, anything to happen outside of the normal scope of things, of work. It was all work, 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 work. Let's do it. My 7 objectives are as follows. 1, to always be ready to die. To have my life affairs, my relationships, and my life's work in order. 2, to make good and effective use of my time. To not waste my days. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles so that I have a firm foundation of reasoned and well-considered life purpose and a means to get there, to achieve that life purpose. Really, it's not a matter of getting anywhere. It's a matter of first getting there and staying there is the thing, right? Through this daily effort, through the effort of going alone, of first going alone, and then preparing the good life creed, and then endeavoring on the path of the good life exercises, the daily meditations. That's what got me to the place where I am now, where it's a place of life good. It's a place of goodness. I would never ever call it as like life's problems are solved, but I'm in a state where I can have a means and a methodology to deal with the challenges of life, and in some ways keep ahead of them. How do you do that? Excuse me. How does one stay ahead of problems? That is done by having a determined way to respond when problems occur. A practiced and considered response, as I said. Oh boy. Which is basically to apply Stoic principles of recognizing true limits and true opportunity, looking to right reason as the means to the ends of pursuing, of defining, refining, deciding tentatively, and pursuing virtue. Really, it's not really a matter of deciding it. It's more like coming up with a framework. It's like science in a way, developing a model for how I should live life, and then executing my life according to that model, which allows me room to tinker with the model. Well, I've really gone down a rabbit hole, haven't I? But that's good. That's what this is for, to explore. Number 4 is to cultivate good emotional reactions, to react well to the days. 5 is to perform good actions, just doing good things throughout the day. Wake up, I need a sip of coffee. 6 is to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, so that I don't expect more than... No, it's not so much that. It's so that I don't engage unduly in things that are outside of my control. And then finally to do just one thing at a time, and to do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Okay, those are my 7. Now the 32 principles. 1 is the principle of war, to always be fighting against what I think is true, and what others propose to me is true that is of any consequence. 2, to use reason as the tool that I use to figure out what is indeed true, and that has 3 sub-principles or 4 sub-principles of honesty, objectivity, doubt, and humiliation. I need to be honest with myself and others. Objective, looking at things from different perspectives and under different lights, and hearing and using effective means of ascertaining accuracy, namely the scientific method for most cases, where it applies. Now, where it doesn't apply, I'll use reason and other means. And where neither of those apply, well, reason really wrapped up in the scientific method. Where neither of those apply, I have no interest or reason to be poking around. What else is there that's outside of the natural world, which is outside of everything? And then we're talking about fantasy and fiction. I'm in a very I've got my flashlight out this morning, don't I? Shining in it everywhere. Okay, I don't know that I'm well equipped to use my flashlight today, though. Okay, after that comes the development and maintenance. That's I talked about that one. And the next one is the cultivation. I'm all over the place, aren't I? War, reason, homunculus is next. I don't think I have a soul, or that any of us does, but I do have a consciousness that resides between my ears and looking out from behind my eyes. And it's only going to be here for a little while, as long as I'm going to be here. Not long. Next is the Anchorhold, the conception that the homunculus must suffer alone, like a man stuck on a sea stack in the middle of the ocean. Can't get anybody else. All I can do is kind of shout across the waves, suffering and dying alone on that rock. You on your rock, me on my rock. Each of us alone, ultimately, even in the embrace of another. We're still ultimately alone in this place. Then comes the home of good and evil. Right and wrong do not exist in the universe at large. They exist in our minds, concepts. And then after that comes purpose. My 2 purpi, 3 purpi are biology, to be a good husband and father, and to raise my daughter to adulthood. 2 is virtue, to live a virtuous life, a life of pursuing the well-being of thinking creatures. 3, after that comes, what's next? After virtue. Oh yeah, purpose. No. Mission. My life mission is the refinement and sharing of my story, going alone, and the Good Life Creed. Then comes the atomic principle. Everything is made of little bits and pieces, atoms and molecules that are falling to pieces. And you and I are going to fall to pieces really soon. Then the principle of nature. Everything in the universe has in particular nature, and it's good to recognize what that is. And then maturity. And the sub-principles of, the pirate ride. That's the next one. The suggestion that free will is just a very convincing illusion. We are not free. It's not like life is determined, but we are part of this larger apparatus of the universe, which has a lot to say about the decisions that we make, even though we feel like we make them on our After that comes maturity and the sub-principles of wisdom, fortitude, and integrity. We are mature when we wisely remember our past successes and failures and have the strength and fortitude to do better. And then we can enjoy the integrity of having our life results be in a bit closer alignment with our determined values. Our value model is a better way to say it. Then the social principle. We're social creatures. We need each other. And the sub-principles of diplomacy, working together to work out our differences and come to some sort of agreement. I'm almost got it. I know that conspiracy is in there, but there's something after diplomacy. Oh, justice, that's it. Justice, seeking after justice, though, by virtue of the decided ends that were, and the decided values that we've agreed to. And then conspiracy. Conspiracy. Locking our arm in arm to work together towards building a better world for all of us. I think I'm missing one there. No, that's it. Diplomacy, justice, and conspiracy. Good job, Kurt. Next is public speaking. To be very careful about what I say and write. To use the best words I can think to use. Okay, I'm struggling a little bit here. I think there's 4 sub-principles here. Best words. I know eloquence is there, but there's something between best words and eloquence. What is it? Best words. Prudence, duh. Prudence is the Indian by which we ensure that what's coming out of our mouth and out of our pen, or from through our fingers into the keyboard, is in alignment with our values. It's a difficult thing to do. It's a filter of sorts, a guidance a bit. So yes, best words, prudence, eloquence. Practice, practice, practice. Practice talking so that we can become good speakers, become eloquent. And then the result of all of that is, oh no, not the result, but then we try to avoid rumor and gossip. Yeah. Okay, then we have 5 principles that go together. Temperance. Pardon me. Temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. That which must be borne. And the Feast of Offal. Temperance suggests that we control our actions and consumption of all things. Life will not go well. This principle says that life will have really tough parts, small little inconveniences, and all the way to really tough stuff, from a flat tire to what's the really bad stuff, getting laid off at work, things like that. And then the next one is the horror show. Sometimes it goes beyond bad to horrifying level. Deadly diseases, raging fires, injustice and cruelty, all the stuff that just is horrifying, that's going on all the time. And I want to remember that life not only is going to have rough patches and be difficult, but it's going to be horrifying. And then next is damn, I didn't do my paycheck thing yesterday, my timesheet. I wonder if I got paid. I just realized that. I think life will not go well. And then the horror show, and then what's next? The last one. This is where this is an example of getting all flustered, because I remember I forgot to do my timesheet, which is the first time I think I've ever forgotten to do that. I was so busy with this project. I'll do it first thing when I get in this morning. Interesting. Okay, the last one is the Feast of Offal, when we get upset and flustered and throw our upset to the world. I try not to not do that. See, I'm kind of flustered right now. For no good reason. This is like in the scope of things. It's nothing. It's not very stoic of me to find myself being flustered. But I caught myself. I'm feeling it inside. I'm all churned up and flustered inside about the fact that I forgot to fill out my timesheet. All out of proportion to reality. Oh, I forgot that which must be borne. The stuff we have to carry. Okay, now 2 for distraction and agency in the great indifference. We distract ourselves with all kinds of stuff in life so that we don't have to see a universe without God. The best seat in the house suggests that to try to be all right with who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing, all the while trying to improve. Then comes a couple together. I think it's 3. The restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure. We get restless in life and we want something more. We step upon the path. We have an adventure that becomes part of our story and a centerpiece of our life story. And then the risk of avoiding risk. There's the surface level risks of life, which are education, career, home, and marriage and family, and saving for retirement and security. And I recommend those. And then the deep risk of not spending some time to find ourselves. It's tough to do both. And then sin and damnation. The things I would try to avoid in life, to not be sinning against my own creed, are to be untrue, to believe things that are untrue, or to be spreading rumors or gossiping. Namely, these are falsity, credulity, faith, superstition, dogma, authority, gossip, rumor, and gossip. Next is complete oblivion. After we're dead, that's the end of us. We won't be seeing anyone after we're dead, because there will be no final reunion with our loved ones, because there is no afterlife. Or at least there's no reason to think there is one. And if there's no reunion, then there's no chance for reconciliation of differences, and no final judgment, because there's no place to be judged and no one to do the judging. Next comes the season of philosophy. If we live well, might have something to say later in life. Keep a pen and paper handy. And bullseye aim. We shoot for the mark and we usually miss, like missing my time card. Uphill climb. Life is a steady upward climb. Trudge, trudge, trudge. Arena and utility. Life is an arena for the development, arena where we get to use our developed principles in pursuit of our objectives. After that comes the is it nothing is enough? Yeah, nothing is enough. Suggestion to get by with less. Make less of our distractions in a way. And then finally, the principle of fun, a reminder to have a good time now, and remembering our lives and anticipating the future. I got through it. Whew. Struggle this morning. I'm so tired. Like I said, work is killing me right now. Let's plan the day. Finish this. Go over, read the Bible, walk the dogs, feed the dogs. I might have time to do a rambler real quick. I might record a rambler. That would be rambler number 31. And then I'll head to the office. And I've got like 8 heavy-duty meetings today. Go, go, go. Let's do it. Take care. I'll be safe, man.